Okay, so day 2, you guys have 3 worksheets that you guys are working on. This is the first one. You guys have a table, a graph. You guys need to write an expression or an equation and then describe the relationship in words. For your table, I've had a lot of questions. The P value and the C value, if you guys want to change those to your X value and your Y value, you guys can do that. That'd probably make it a little bit easier for you guys. So you're gonna graph your points here, okay? Here, you're gonna tell me if this expression or equation is proportional. And the way we do that is you need to find your constant. Your constant equals Y divided by X. So pick a Y value, pick an X value, divide them, and that's going to be your constant. Your final equation should be Y equals KX. So before you can write your equation, you need to go and find your K value. And your words, you guys are just describing in words what this relationship means. Your next worksheet is complex fractions and unit rates. Looks like this. You guys have 5 problems. They're word problems, but you guys are just dividing using complex fractions, which is a fraction divided by a fraction to find your unit rate. So here is a quick review of the complex fractions. So again, a complex fraction, a fraction that is divided by a fraction. So an example would be maybe like 1/2 divided by, let's do 1/3. So remember, this is 1/2 divided by 1/3. When we divide fractions, you guys like to say keep, change, flip. I keep reminding you guys that's really multiplying by the reciprocal. So you need to multiply by this reciprocal, which would be 3/1. And since you're multiplying by 3/1 on the denominator, you need to multiply by 3/1 for your numerator. Simplify this. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. Fraction bar. Your denominator. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. And we got to simplify one more time. We know 3 divided by 3 is just going to be 1. So here's your fraction bar, 1. And then 3/2 would simplify to 2 goes into 3 one time, and you have 1 left over. So you have 1/2 over 1, which is basically just 1/2, because any number divided by 1 is that number. So another example we can do, let's do 3/5 divided by 1/4. So I'm going to work it out just like I did this example. This would probably be a good time for maybe you to pause the video, try to work this one out by yourself, and then come back and check my work, and let's make sure we both have the same answer. So again, 3/5 is being divided by 1/4. So when we divide a fraction, dividing by 1/4, we really need to multiply by its reciprocal. So we need to do the same up here. Multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. Fraction bar. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Simplify again. Well, we know 4/4 is going to give us 1. That's the easy part. So now let's simplify 12/5. And that would give us 5 goes into 12 2 times. So you have 2 wholes. And what do we have left over? 2. And our denominator stays 5. And again, if we simplify, our final answer is really just 2 and 2/5. So this is what you guys need to do for this worksheet. Word problems, but you're going to divide by a fraction and give me the unit rate. So I did one of your examples, or the first problem actually, right here. Okay. Ethan writes 1/6 of a page in 1/12 of a minute. How much time does it take him to write a full page? So you got to go back and read this to figure out what's going to be your numerator and what is going to be your denominator. So what are we looking for? We're looking for time for a full page. A full page means one page. Okay, so one page is telling me that my unit rate is going to be one page. So pages need to be your denominator. So let's start with 1/12 of a minute. So we have 1/12 of a minute. Okay, for every 1/6 of a page. Okay, again, we want this pages, we don't want 1/6 of a page. We need to know how much for one whole page. Okay, so again, you guys just have fractions. Okay, I'm gonna rewrite this over here a little bit. So I'm gonna have, this is again 1/12 divided by 1/6. So again, you're dividing by 1/6. The opposite of dividing by 1/6, okay? Multiplying by the reciprocal. 1/6, the reciprocal of 1/6 is 6/1. So then you need to multiply your numerator by 6/1. Okay, now let's just do our multiplication. 1 times 6 would be 6. 12 times 1 is 12. Okay, fraction bar. 1 times 6 is 6. 6 times 1 is 6. Okay. So if we simplify again, okay, 6/12, we can simplify this. What number can go into 6 and 12? The largest number would be 6. Okay, so 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Fraction bar. And look, 6/6, that simplifies to just 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. So what's our final answer? We have 1/2. Okay, I'm just moving this down here. Trying to run out of room. I have 1/2. 1/2 what? 1/2 of a minute. Okay. Over 1 what? Let's use our units. 1 page. Okay, so this is our final answer. Ethan takes 1/2 of a minute to write one full page. Okay, again, minutes over page. So Ethan, I guess, can write really fast. One whole page in 1/2 of a minute. Okay. For some of us that need visuals, you guys can go back to this goes back to creating a picture. We did this on our district interim, okay? If this is gonna represent the pages, this would be 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5, and 6/6. So look, if this represents pages, and this is 1/6 of a page, okay? 1/6 of a page, going back up here to the problem, 1/6 of a page takes him 1/12 of a minute. So this would be 1/12 of a minute, okay? And these represent the page. So if you guys keep going, if this is another 1/6, this is another 1/6, this is another 1/6, keep going, okay? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have 6/6 of a page, which we already said 6 divided by 6 is one whole page. So how long does it take him to do one whole page? Well, let's just add this. 1/12, okay? This one would be 1/12. This one would be 1/12. This one would be 1/12. This would be 1/12 of a minute. This would be 1/12 of a minute. So how many 1/12 of a minute do we have? We have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6/12 of a minute. And what does that simplify to? 1/2 of a minute. So see, 1/2 of a minute for one whole page. So this will help you guys with this worksheet. Okay, I just did this one for you guys. So you really have 4 more to do. Okay. And then what is your last page? This is your last page. So you have 2.5 plus 1.5. So this is a decimal, this is a fraction. Okay, so you either need to decide, are you going to change this 2.5 to 2.5 as a fraction? Or do you want to change this 1.5 to 1.5 as a decimal? Okay, strategy, how are you going to solve it? Here, you guys can use a picture, okay? Down here, write a story. So anything, okay? Tell me something about 2.5 plus 1.5. And then how do you know your answer is correct? How are we checking our work? So those are the only 3 worksheets that you guys have for today. If you guys have any questions, you guys can email me or have your parent contact me on Parent Square. Okay? Have a good day.